Hello and welcome to my channel. So this is my first video and today I thought I would film for you my everyday makeup routine. So if you'd like to see how I do my makeup every single day, then please keep on watching the rest of the video. So I've just put a headband on to get the hair out of my face and I'm going to start doing my makeup. Before that I'm just going to moisturise my skin using the Ren Ever Calm Global Protection Day Cream. So Ren's actually probably one of my favourite brands for skincare. It just seems to work quite well for my skin, and it's made of all natural products, so I use this all the time. I have quite dry skin, and this seems to help quite a lot. I can never like put my makeup on without moisturising first, so I'm just going to start by doing that on my face. Now I'm going to start with my foundation. So I'm using the Bourjois Healthy Mix foundation in the shade 53, and I'm going to apply that using the Real Techniques Expert Face brush. So I've actually used this brush for years, and I much prefer putting, well, I haven't tried sponges a whole lot to be honest, but I do prefer, from what I've used, the sponges applying with a brush. For me it just seems to go on really well, and it quite evenly as well. So you'll probably notice my neck's a bit more tan than my face. That's because I've got a bit of tan on at the minute, and I normally match my foundation to my face. So I'm just going to blend that all over my skin. I probably use about 2 pumps for my whole face. Now that I have my foundation on, I'm going to go in with the Benefit Erase Paste Concealer. So I just apply this under my eyes using the same brush. I don't use a lot of it, it's just to get rid of some of the darker circles that I have. So I just go in here, the corners of my eye, and then bring it underneath as well. And I just sort of push that in. Now this is a bit lighter, so it will brighten underneath your eyes and give a bit of glow to your face as well. So now I'm going to go in with bronzer. So I'm using the Bourjois bronzing powder. I feel like this is something that everyone used so many years ago, but it's probably one of my favourites and I always tend to go back to it. I've got a NARS bronzer, the Laguna. I've got a few different ones, but this just always seems to be my favourite. So I'm actually going to contour a tiny bit with this, and also bronze a bit. So I'm going to take it down here in the hollows of my cheeks, a bit lower down, and then bring it up onto my temples and around my hairline. I feel like bronzer makes such a difference. After I put bronzer on, I feel like I just look so much more awake. And I'm quite pale naturally, so this helps to add a bit of colour to my skin. And I'm just going to take it down across my jawline and a bit onto my neck. What I also like to do is take it on the tip of my nose, along the tip and along the top of my nose, and just feather it onto my cheekbones. I feel like it just brings everything together, so you don't just have it all around the outside. And it blends it quite nicely. Like so. Now I'm going to go on to blusher, and blusher is probably one of the things that changes most in my routine. I use quite a few different ones. NARS is probably one of my favourites, so here I've got NARS Sin. I also tend to use quite a lot of MAC blushes. I think they're quite pigmented and work quite well. I've got some drugstore ones as well. I've got the Revlon matte one in Perfectly Peach. I've got a few different NARS ones. I've got Orgasm and Oasis as well. And I've also got this MAC one is Easy Manner, but I think this was actually from a Christmas collection. It's quite a pale shade for blusher, if you can see that, but it just works really nice for a natural finish. So sometimes I blend them, but today I'm going to go in with NARS Sin, and this is sort of a bit like a deeper, I don't know how you describe that actually. It's like a bit more of a purple tone blush, to be honest, and it's got a few shimmers for it. So I'm just going to use that with the natural foundation brush from Sephora. So this, I didn't actually realise this was a foundation brush, but I quite like it for blusher. So I'm just going to apply that to the apples of my cheeks and take it up a little bit onto my cheekbones. like to keep it quite natural. But I feel like, again, blush adds quite a lot of colour to your face, so it's quite nice. So my skin at the moment is looking really glowy, and that's just how I like it. Sometimes I powder, but I actually don't tend to powder. My foundation seems to stay on quite well, and where I've got quite dry skin, I feel like it enhances my fine lines. So I tend not to powder. What I'd normally do next is go in with my eyebrows, but I have just had them tinted, so I don't actually need to do much to them. But I'll show you what I use anyway, and I'll probably put a bit through the ends of the brows. So I actually use the Naked Urban Decay Basics palette. So this is an eyeshadow palette, but it has quite a lot of neutrals in here, and I just tend to mix these two shades here, which is Naked 2 and Faint, on a MAC either 263 or this is the 266 brush. It's an angled brush, and it just works quite well for me through the brows. So I'm just going to mix those two shades, and I'm actually just going to put it through the ends of my brows. As I said, I've just tinted them, so I don't actually need to do much to them. So now that I've finished my eyebrows, the last step for me actually, because I like to keep it quite simple every day, is to put some mascara on. So I'm actually using the L'Oreal Telescopic False Lash Effect, and this is one again that I've used for years. It just seems to work quite well for my lashes. So I'm just going to put that onto my lashes. So that is the end of the makeup, and I really hope you enjoyed it, and I also hope you enjoyed my first video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you back on my channel soon. Bye!